Today, we're going to look at a cold hammer forged chrome line lightweight barrel from Centurion that was loaned to me by a subscriber in brand new unfired condition. The barrel is 13.9 inches with a mid-length gas system, a 5.56 NATO chamber, 1-7 twist, and the gas block journal is drilled for a cross pin and notched for compatibility with Centurion's tabbed gas blocks. Unfortunately, the barrel that I received from the subscriber had some interesting stuff going on when I looked through the Borescope, as well as a few other things that we'll get to a bit later. But as you can see in the Borescope footage, the chrome lining has a ton of cracks, so that was a bit concerning to see. I contacted Centurion about the issue and sent them a link to my Borescope footage. I had also shot a group with the barrel, which was a bit underwhelming. After contacting Centurion and waiting about 2 weeks, I still didn't receive a response. So I sent a follow-up message and received an acknowledgement of my original email and a response to my follow-up email. After a few more emails back and forth, I received an RMA and return label. I shipped out the barrel the day after I received the label, and the barrel was delivered to Centurion on April 21st. After the barrel was inspected, Centurion decided to replace the barrel and shipped back a new barrel on May 20th, which makes for about a 4-week turnaround time. With that out of the way, we'll get to the inspection. The barrel weighs a little under 1.5 pounds. Both barrels pass the 5.56 NATO chamber and throat dimensions gauge. Headspace was in the same ballpark with both barrels. The barrel extensions were pretty different though, with barrel 1 having the smallest barrel extension I've measured, and it was actually so undersized that it actually fully seated into a heat-fit DCM Mark II upper without any heat needed. The gas block journals were also quite different, with barrel 1 again being the most undersized I've ever measured. Gas port diameters were also different. Centurion lists the gas port size as 0.076 inches for this barrel, which is what I measured for barrel 1, but barrel 2 was a bit smaller at 73 thousandths. Moving back to the Borescope, both chambers looked fine. The neck of the replacement barrel looks fine, but in the original barrel, you can start to see some of the cracking. At first, I thought that this was just some lint from a cotton patch or something, but it's not lint, those are cracks. Here's the throat from the original barrel. There was also a pretty nasty blemish in the chrome, in addition to all the cracking, so not the best to see. There was also a bit of smearing in the right edge of the rifling lands in the lead, but that's the least of this barrel's problems. Moving on to the replacement barrel, there's nothing too out of the ordinary here. There are some tool marks and smearing on the rifling lands, which would indicate that although this is a cold hammer forged barrel, it has a reamer cut chamber, which is fine. There are several other cold hammer forged barrels that do that. The start of the rifling is a little bit uneven, but I've certainly seen worse. And overall, I think this throat looks okay for what it is. Here's a rifling in the original barrel again. I'm sure you remember what this looks like. And in addition to the cracking, there was also another chrome blemish in there. Here is the chrome and rifling in the replacement barrel, and I was hoping to see a little bit better than this. Obviously, this isn't meant to be a premium match grade barrel, but this bore looks a bit rough. Here is a side-by-side with a Geisley Cold Hammer Forged chrome line barrel, and a Hodge barrel, a Daniel Defense barrel, and a Centurion FBI barrel. So not the best rifling and chrome on the replacement barrel. Here's a quick look at both gas ports, which look fine, and here are the crowns. There's some room for improvement on both crowns, but realistically, both are within the normal range of what I would expect to see from a cold hammer forged chrome line barrel. Alright, so both barrels didn't look great on the inside, but most people don't really care about how a barrel looks, they just want to know how it shoots. So, we're going to shoot some groups at 100 yards. This first group is with PMC X-TAC M193, which obviously isn't known to produce tiny groups, but ammo like this is probably what most people would shoot through these types of barrels anyway. This is the only group that I shot with barrel 1, since I didn't see the point in wasting more ammo on that barrel. I'm using a front rest and a rear bag for support. A Shooter's Global SG Pulse and Mantis X will keep an eye on things to make sure I don't pull any shots. And I'm using a Garmin chronograph to track velocities, which we'll go over later. So we will finish up the groups and then take a closer look. The PMC X-TAC 55 grain M193 had almost identical velocities between both 13.9 inch barrels at 2,860 and 2,861 feet per second. Standard deviations were about what you'd expect out of this load at 35 and 39 feet per second. And looking at the groups, they both look pretty terrible. Shot 17 with barrel 1 was a pretty wild flyer that couldn't even stay on the paper and flew several inches higher than the rest of the group. Barrel 2 had some pretty wild ones as well, but at least they all managed to stay on the paper. Barrel 1 had a 30-shot group size of 7.676 MOA, with an AZ score of 97 yards. The replacement barrel did slightly better, with a 30-shot group size of 5.458 MOA, and an AZ score of 123 yards. The AZ score basically gives you the maximum distance, where the corrected 30-shot group size would still fit into a USPSA A zone. If we take the 30-shot groups and break them down into 3 10-shot groups, the average 10-shot group size for barrel 1 was 4.7 MOA, and the average group size for barrel 2 was 2.8 MOA. I don't have a ton of groups to compare to with this ammo, but the Centurion 13.9-inch cold hammer forged chromeline barrels come in the bottom 2 spots. And the Centurion 11.5-inch FPI barrel is also on this leaderboard, and it barely did any better, coming in 3rd from last. Alright, second group here is with Federal Gold Medal 77 grain Series Match Kings. Again, the rest of the groups will just be with barrel 2, which is the replacement barrel. The barrel is cooled between groups with a chamber chiller and leaf blower to make things more standardized. Nothing out of the ordinary happened with this group, and things go quite a bit better than with the PMC. So we will finish up and then take a closer look. Average velocity with the Federal Gold Medal 77 grain SMKs was 2,333 feet per second, with a pretty decent SD of 20 and ES of 74. The Centurion managed to shoot out a pretty decent sized hole, and things spread out a little bit from there. The 30-shot group size was 1.855 MOA, with an AZ score of 273 yards. Average 10-shot group size is 1.6 MOA. I've gathered quite a lot of data with the Federal Gold Medal 77 grain SMKs, and out of 50 groups with this ammo, the Centurion Cold Hammer Forged Chromeline 13.9-inch comes in around the middle of the pack at 27th place. There are a few other Centurion barrels on here as well. There's a 16-inch Cold Hammer Forged Chromeline Centurion barrel in 7th, a 14.5-inch Recce barrel in 21st and 22nd place, an 18-inch Mark 12 barrel in 33rd, and an 11.5-inch FPI barrel in 35th place. So the Centurions are mostly hanging out around the middle, with one standout barrel placing a little bit higher near the top. Next up, we have Federal Gold Medal CenterStrike 77 grain OTM. The owner of this barrel provided the ammo, and wanted to see the difference between the 77 grain SMKs and CenterStrike OTMs. So here we are. This group ends up being a little bit worse than the SMKs, but we'll go over the numbers in a minute. The Federal CenterStrike 77 grain OTMs had an average velocity of 2,265 feet per second, which is 68 feet per second slower than the CR Match King load. Velocity variability still looked pretty good though, with an SD of 18 and ES of 79 feet per second. And the group definitely looks a bit worse than the last group. The 30-shot group size was 3.204 MOA, with an AZ score of 179 yards. Average 10-shot group size was 2.5 MOA. Alright, last group we have is with Bone Frog Ammunition, Barnes Match Burners 77 grain OTM BTs. The bolt didn't lock back on the last round loot with this group, but I'm going to blame that on the BCM bolt carrier. I had a different BCM bolt carrier that went bad after a while. The seal between the carrier and the gas key was leaking, causing undergassing issues. And this BCM carrier looks to be suffering the same fate. I don't think that affected the groups at all, but this setup was running slightly undergassed. Average velocity with the 77 grain Bone Frog was 2,508 feet per second, which is around 170 feet per second faster than the Federal Gold Medal 77 grain SMK. Standard deviation was a little bit worse though, at 28 feet per second, with an extreme spread of 117 feet per second. Definitely not the best looking group, but not horrible considering what the bore looked like. 30-shot group size is 2.233 MOA, with an ADAT score of 218 yards. Average 10-shot group size is 1.8 MOA. I've only done a few other groups with the CenterStrike, so here's a side-by-side with the other groups. Overall, I'd say that this barrel is okay to a little bit below average. Obviously, it's still usable, but Centurion isn't my first choice for a chromeline barrel. Also, this is the second time that it had an issue with the customer service not responding to my email, so that is rather annoying. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for supporting the channel, and thanks to the subscriber for sending in the barrel and the ammunition for this test. I'll see you on the next one. Later.